So what is the crack, everyone? You may notice it's a lot brighter in here, so I got a new LED ring light. In my room I have a black background. If you're wondering what this is my brainstorming wall. I painted this whole wall with chalkboard paint so I can draw on it with chalk and just put out any brain ideas I have. It goes onto this board in my room. It is very, very simple. This video is my presentation talk I gave to the TYs in Closterford and Skeeton. This is my old school. It's my second time being brought back to speak, and it gets better every single time. I mean, to walk through the old halls, to go into the staff room, it is absolutely incredible. So a big thank you for bringing me back. I hope I was able to give some beneficial content in regards health, nutrition, and just balancing your life and how to fit all these things in. So this is the full talk. If it is of interest to you, then please enjoy. And if not, I got a ton of questions after the talk, so I'm not going to include them in this because my camera died halfway through. So I'm going to do a second video and gonna go through those questions in more detail, and this video will be kept a little bit shorter because I realize it would be long. So if this isn't for you, then I will see you in the next one. Please remember to subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and keep on cooking.
Of having an ex-student or a past student of ours in here again today to speak to you, Eoin Sheehan. He's going to speak to you about his company that he's developed, his whole work-life balance and studying, and how he transformed his physical activity and nutrition to what he's become today. Alright, so you're invited attention for the next two classes, alright? And you take questions at the end or throughout?
Yeah, whatever you want. Yeah, question short or keep to the end and I'll answer whatever you want. There's no panic there.
Okay.
I think I spoke to a lot of you last time I was here. Did I speak to everyone or just some of you?
All
class. Alright, yeah, at the beginning. So I was a fat kid, alright? And that's important to remember here because that's where it all started. And you know, I was always the chubby kid, from the birthday party to the teenage disco to the sports match. You know, that was just me. I just accepted that. It was all I knew. And that it never bothered me too much because I wasn't bullied because I was bigger than everyone. So you know, there was never anything said to me. And I used that to help me with rugby. So that's how I got good at rugby. I used my size, used my stature, and started training more and more in that. So that's where my background is. And people look at me now and say, "You're lucky. You know, you've always been health and fit." And I said, no, I haven't. You know, for a majority of my years, I was overweight. You know, I ate shit foods, and I just had no idea what I was doing. But I enjoyed it. I'm not going to say I didn't enjoy it because, you know, I had a good time. So it started with rugby, and I played rugby all through my teens. In this school, I played with Dale all the way up, and it got to a stage where I started losing weight, and I started enjoying that more than I started enjoying the rugby. So the more I trained, the more weight I lost, and the more I started researching, you know, why am I losing weight? You know, I'm eating foods, I should be eating this, and it's working. You know, why is it working? So I started doing my own study, just at home, after school, seeing what worked, what didn't work. And the more I did it, the more I realized that, you know, geez, I love this. I love doing something, doing it for a few weeks, and seeing a physical change in my own body. So, and for me, I have quite an addictive personality. So what that means is, once I start something new, I get so addicted to it. I want to continuously progress. And it can be a bad thing if you start, you know, for me, I don't drink or I don't do a lot of stuff because, again, addictive personality, I couldn't enjoy that too much, you know. So that personality, that trait in me was put towards the positive things in life, like training, like health, like fitness and nutrition. And left rugby and said I would make a goal, because I wasn't in great shape, you know, I was grand. I said I would make a goal, say I'll compete in bodybuilding, because that was something I was looking into. So I said, in 6 months' time, I'm going to do a show. It was one in Cork. I had no idea what I was doing. Literally, I said, I'll do it, pick the date, and that was it. I'll start training. So 6 months later, I competed. Get all the whistles out of the way. Came second. Thank you. Came second in Ireland down in Cork. And that was I wouldn't say, that was the transition I made. So it was at that stage I knew, okay, I definitely left rugby, you know, and it was nice and reassuring to know that if I was able to put my mind to something, and I completed it the whole way through. So from that, kept training, but I learned myself that the food and the nutrition side of things was was my niche. It wasn't the bodybuilding, it wasn't the training, because that itself isn't a very healthy sport. It's very time consuming, it's very demanding on your body, and I just prefer cooking. I prefer the food aspect of things. So again, like I said the last day, then that's where the business stemmed from. That's where Country Munch is, and I'm not going to go into detail. I think I spoke to you about that the last day, and that's kind of where it is now. So that was the transition. That's kind of what I want to get across. Is it didn't just start like that. You know, you have to kind of start with where you are, kind of feel your way out, and just go through the motions. You know, these things will work out in the end. No one has a set path. You can't write your own kind of future. It will just happen. You know, get in the right lane, do the right things, and these things will just actually, you know, they'll work out eventually. So I will just touch on some health, and let's just kind of break it down very, very simply. So the building blocks is what I call it. So you have your proteins, you have your carbs, and you have your fats. So at the simplest level of nutrition, you want to be getting one of these on your plate per day, probably 3 or 4 times a day. Now you're all a good young age, you can probably afford to eat more than a lot of older people. And it's at this time where you're kind of growing the most. So this is the time where you need to be eating as much, because you'll see the physical difference from me last year to 3 years time. You'll probably grow twice as much, your metabolism will increase. And if you're training, you know, you put on much more muscle mass at this stage in your life, or, you know, girls, if you're not training, you'll get fitter, you get healthier if you are training. But that all does come down to this. And if these building blocks aren't kind of set in place, then you're fighting a losing battle, because your body is constantly fighting itself. So just kind of on weight loss and weight gain, it is super, super simple. It is overcomplicated every single day. Your body burns calories, we eat calories. If you burn as much as you eat, you stay the same, you don't lose weight. If you burn more than you eat, you're burning more, you lose weight. If you're eating more than you're burning, you will gain weight. That is as simple as it is. It is a physics law, you can't dispute it. So that's kind of what it comes down to. Are you burning more calories than you're eating? And not even that, and it often comes down to, or people think it's, I'm eating too many calories, where in return you should be moving more. So it's much more important for me to try and burn more calories than to eat less calories. You know, if you can eat more food and still lose weight, then that's great. And that just comes from being more active, training more, all those kind of things. So just simple proteins would kind of be your meat sources, your lean meats, your eggs, your dairy, and if you're a vegetarian, you can get lots of protein from your lentils, beans, and tofus. And then if you can't get that in on your plate, then whey supplements are a great kind of addition as well, but they wouldn't be your main focus. They're not necessary, they're just a handy supplement to have if you can't afford it. If you're in college, it's a good thing to have, or if you just you don't have those amenities to you. Again, your carbs would be your raw rice, pasta, potatoes, and people tend to fear these, and they seem to brand these as, I don't want to gain weight, I'm going to avoid these. And I've done it, I've been through every fad diet there is, and unfortunately it does not work. You will avoid these, all great, you will lose weight, your body will start to crave them, you will click, and you will eat every single one of these probably at the same sitting. Your body will just crave these foods, you will have no energy like we said, you will not burn the calories, you will not lose weight. So it is important to remember that there is no taking out one group to lose weight. It is just being accountable for the calories that you're eating. So there's 1 gram of this is 4 calories. 1 gram of this, that's 4 calories. 1 gram of fat has 9 calories. So if you were to lose weight, you just account for the calories. So it is much easier to take a little bit less of your fats, because you'll be taking on less calories than it is to be taking on a little bit less proteins or carbs. So it's very, very simple, and it's down to your kind of dietary needs and what do you enjoy to eat. For me, I like eating fatty foods, so I keep them pretty high in my diet. If you like carbs, keep them in. There's no set way, there's no way that works perfectly. So that's kind of what it is, and I like to kind of show that because people just assume they need to eat chicken, broccoli, and rice. That's what everyone goes to immediately, where you could literally take one of each, a different meal every single day, twice a day. You can eat something different for the rest of your life. It never has to be the same. At the end of the day, once your calories are in the place they need to be, you will lose weight, which you're moving enough. So again, what should your dinner plate look like? As you said, a source of protein, a source of carb, a fat source, and vegetables. And these are so important, and these are things that people just avoid, they don't think they need to, or they don't eat enough of them. And why are they important? Because they have multiple micronutrients, they have fiber, which is going to help you lose weight as well, going to help your digestion, and it's just, if it's colourful, if it has a colourful rainbow, it's generally good for you. So that's kind of the golden rule is a fish-sized piece of protein, a palm-sized piece of carbs, that's very kind of basic and broad. It will differ for the person. You know, a fat source which often will fall into your protein, and then at least half your plate of vegetables. I mean, if you saw the amount of vegetables I eat per day, you would be horrified. You would fill a kilo bag of it. But again, it is the reason that I can stay full for longer. They're not very calorie dense, so they keep you full if you have a big appetite, and they have just tons and tons of benefits. So again, and I think what people kind of forget about then, they put all these foods together and they just get sick of it because they don't use seasonings. This is what can change your meal completely. So if you're having, let's just say you're having your chicken breast, you know, everyone seems to go for it. But if you're seasoning it with these, it's going to be much, much different to a meal if you're seasoning with these. You know, and it kind of is, for me, I love it because it identifies a place in the world. And I've traveled a lot and I've gone to places where these are, you know, the prized possessions. You know, if you're in Italy, all the food is used with your basil, oregano, and thyme. Whereas when I was in the Middle East, they absolutely love using cumin, turmeric, and that's to symbolise their food. They have such a passion for it. And again, once you can experiment with this in the kitchen, it makes eating, it makes dieting so much easier. So that's one thing, and they're so cheap as well, and people don't realise that. Okay, granted, if in Tesco, they can be quite dear. You can get kind of the more expensive options, or it could be like €2 a box. Whereas if you go to Lidl, or if you go to Musgraves where I go, or anything like that, you can get them for a cent. So they're very, very cheap, and they change the meal so much. And again, just I want to come back to, people tend to just go back to what they know is chicken, broccoli, and rice. So let's just take chicken, broccoli, and rice for a second. Alright? So we have our breast, we have our portion, and we have our vegetable. It's all great, it works, there's nothing wrong with it. You can eat it every day if that's for you, but you will get sick of it after a while. Like internally, your mind will just say, Jesus, I would love a pizza, or I would love a burger, or I'm just so sick of eating the same foods every single day. So what can we do? We can do a chicken risotto. And all that changes is we add a stock cube to the rice. We add all of our ingredients in, we cook it down, add some cheese if you want, we have a risotto. It's the same initial ingredients, completely different dish, comes from Italy. A teriyaki stir fry, again we have the exact same starting elements, nothing is changing except we're adding some soy, honey, vinegar and lemon. Again, stir fry it round. These are all done in one pan, it is super simple. Start with some rice, a completely different dish, all your starting elements, and calories do not change. The only thing you watch is the honey, a teaspoon is not going to hurt anyone. And again, if you want to really go for it, you go for a Mexican burrito. So again, 3 completely different dishes, all starting with our 3 initial ingredients. Again, you're frying the vegetables, you're adding beans and rice, you wrap it, you bake it, some salsa and guacamole. Completely different dish, but again, we start from what we have initially, so there's no reason for you to be eating chicken, broccoli, and rice, just plain. Experiment, try new things. We are so lucky to be in an age now where you can literally go to Google, type in probably those 3 things, and you will get 1,001 recipes. Any YouTube channel will have that as well, so that's kind of what the message I want to get across here is, you don't have to eat plain food to kind of get back or get on track with your health and your kind of dietary needs. So very, very quick do's and don'ts. So don't run before you walk. What that means is, some people, especially in January, it's a good time of year to be talking about this. And again, if it talks just at the start of January, when people wanted to, you know, get going, they have that in mind, okay, here we go, January, I'm making a change. I'm starting eating chicken, broccoli, and rice 3 times a day. I'm going to the gym 5 days a week. When these people have never followed a structured plan, they've never been to the gym, the last 2 weeks they think, this isn't for me, I can't do this, and they stop. And that's what I mean, do not run before you can walk. Best thing you can do, go to the gym once or twice a week. Ease into it. Find what you enjoy. Even if it's not the gym, and I'll get to that in a second. You know, maybe just add more vegetables into your portions per day. Maybe have 1 less takeaway. Drink 0 calorie drinks as opposed to fizzy drinks. These tiny little changes make such a big difference over a long space of time. And after a while, and then again, it takes some time. Once you see the physical effects, you think, yeah, this is great, this is easy. I'm going to maybe go to the gym once more a week. Maybe I'll start a new sport. Maybe, you know, I'll change my breakfast, something like that. Something small, but walk first, then you can run, and then in the end you'll be galloping. So be wise with your leftovers. And again, this mightn't be as applicable for you, but it's important to know because I often speak to middle-aged women who do the shopping, and they go to Lidl and they see all the vegetables are 50 cents. They think, Jesus, this is a bargain. Yeah, their trolley is filled. They come home with a ski jacket, a toaster, a George Foreman. Everything is thrown into the trolley because it's a good bargain. But then by Wednesday, no one's eating it, it's going off. Thursday, it's rotten, and then Friday, it's going to the bin. So you literally, even though it's a great deal and it's a great bargain, and I'm all for that, but if it's not going to be used, don't buy it. You know, and if it can't be, it can be composted, it can be put back into your garden. But just don't shop with your eyes, you know, or don't shop with your eyes. So that means if you're going into hungry, you're met with these shops and they're waiting for you. I mean, they know that. They put the bakery first in, so when you come in, you're hit with that smell of the bakery. Everything you want, everything that's kind of hyper palatable, it's like high in sugar, is at eye level. That's all you see. I mean, they're waiting for you to come in. But don't shop when you're hungry. You know, have a list, which is the next thing. Don't shop without a list. So again, that's coming in. If you're coming in blind, if you don't know what you want, you're going to pick up everything under the sun you think you may need. Just have a list. Don't go in hungry, and don't be enticed by these bargains if you're not going to be able to actually use them. Not so applicable to you, but it will be when you get to college especially. And just be patient, be creative, and start simple. So kind of coming back to the first step, just, especially with cooking wise, just be patient with it. Start so simple with like a stir fry or a really simple chicken curry. You know, something so simple, and then kind of progress from that. If you enjoy it, get better. If you don't, stick to the basics. Cooking can be very easy, or it can be an art. It depends what you make of it, one or the other. So that's all I'm going to say on the nutrition side, because there is much more that we need to know. You know, I could speak for hours, but it'll just go over your heads. Just kind of take home messages. Start simple, expand your knowledge on your seasonings, on your foods, and just make better choices and just eat more vegetables, if I could just say anything. So let's just touch very quickly on the health and fitness side of things. So why should we exercise? You know, it will reduce your body fat, it improves your immune system along with eating more vegetables, so it does as well. Increases your aerobic capacity, it gives you bone strength, prevents diseases, it gives you more self-confidence. You know, everything that you would kind of hope to be or hope to have, that kind of comes from having a healthy and active lifestyle. And it doesn't have to be the gym. This is where people they take a step back because they realise, look, I don't want to go to the gym. No, this isn't applicable for me. But it kind of absolutely is, and you can do, you know, whatever you want to do in the space that. Some of the best kind of exercise, and the fittest and healthiest people I know never ever step into a gym. You know, they dance. My auntie dances probably 3 times a week, fit as a fiddle. She swims, she cycles, everything like that. So you don't have to be this guy to be to exercise, to be fit, to be healthy. You know, I do jiu-jitsu as well. I do a lot of triathlons last year, and for me, it's kind of like a mental break. So I'm not always stuck in the same exercise, doing the same thing, constant repeated cycle. So kind of get out of your comfort zone, start doing things that challenge you, that kind of teach you a different discipline. And again, at the end of the day, it is all exercise, it is all movement. It is just getting your body to move, keeping it fit, keeping it healthy, and kind of just staying interested. So that's kind of, and especially for girls as well, because they do tend to be afraid of the gym, or they're intimidated by it. So just take up something new, especially you're at such a good age now where you learn fast, you have no commitments with money, with mortgage, with wives, with children, nothing like that. You have all the time in the world, especially in TY. So get outside, try something new, and it could be your passion in life, who knows. So just on health and fitness, starting small, like I said, get out and experiment, because you have all the time in the world. Try something new, be consistent with it, which is a big thing, and people fall down so much. They train for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, they never see the results that they're getting, and then they leave it. So again, that kind of comes back to not over rushing it. It's kind of getting in there, have a taste for it. If you like it, keep at it. If you don't, change it, and just be consistent with it. Stay at it, and eventually, after time, it will pay off. Especially with any kind of training, or any lads kind of into health and fitness and lifting. Patience and consistency is the biggest thing. That Rome wasn't built in a day. It takes years. I've been training for 5 years, and I'll be training for another, hopefully, 50 years. There is no end goal with it. I enjoy the process. I enjoy the journey of it, and that is that really. And again, it's finding a balance, which I'll touch on in the last few slides. And I presume he hit on that as well down at the expo. Is kind of finding a balance. It can be hard to do. I'll use a life example as myself. So this is me on a board. This is me. I'm a 4th year chemical engineering student in UL. I own my own business, Country Munch. I train 5 or 6 days a week, and that's kind of my own just hobby and interest. I do an awful lot of public speaking and all of this kind of stuff, speaking to students, to elderly people, to middle-aged women, to young men, you name it, I speak to all of them. Again, I have my own personal brand in social media. It takes up a lot of my day as well. So behind all of this wouldn't have happened if I wasn't active on social media. If people didn't know what I was doing, you'd never be asked. So that takes up a lot of my days. And one of my new skills and one of my new sports is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And again, that was just 2018, January. I want to start something new. I've been training for the last 4 years. Last year I did a few triathlons. And I just wanted something new, something different, something to challenge me. And that's kind of my new challenge for 2018. This can be chaos. This can be absolutely insane at times. When you're trying to juggle a 4th year FYP, you have people ringing you because you have orders coming in, you have your social media always on the go, you have training, you have a speaking event. It gets insane and it builds anxiety, it builds stress, it builds everything. And if you don't know how to manage that, it can absolutely get on top of you, it can cripple you, and these things will start being ticked off very, very fast and you won't be doing them anymore. So it's very important, as much knowledge and as much as I like to be productive and do as much as I can in a day, it is so important to find a balance. It is so important to prioritize your day. And for me, that starts the night before. So before I go to bed, I have a to-do list, I write down tomorrow, I need to do this, this and this. These are the most important things. If I don't do these, people are going to be ringing me tomorrow night, giving up to me. So that is a priority for me. I write it down, it has to be done. Then I might have a second tier priority. So I would like to get this done tomorrow. If it's make a video for Instagram, if it's write a post for Facebook, you know, it's not a life or death situation as opposed to I have to make these food of orders, I have to ring this person or they're going to be ringing me bitching that night. So it's kind of a tier of priorities, you know, what comes first. But if you don't write it down, you're very unlikely to actually do it. Once you put things on paper, it's much more likely that it will actually happen. You're accountable for it then. So like a diary is one of my biggest kind of things to use every single day. I do not go anywhere without it. It has my whole entire life journaled in. And stick to it, that's a big thing as well. People tend to write these things down, they say, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. It kind of builds up over time. So if you write it down, stick to it, do it, plan your days, be efficient with your time and be realistic with your time. If I wrote down tomorrow I need to go to Dublin, speak to this person, then I go to Galway, I go to Cork, then come home and I cook and then I speak. It's not realistic, you know, it's not sustainable and it's just not going to happen. So just be realistic with your time, allocate time you know you need to do, and in with that, you need to make time to relax and have some headspace. It's something that I didn't used to do, especially when I started. I was like a dog chasing after a car. I wanted everything, I wanted it all, and I didn't make time for myself. And if you don't do that, then stress and anxiety does build up. And I suffer with that myself, and I still do from time to time. At times when you just don't have the time to relax, your phone is blowing up, you have to have these deadlines in for this deadline, it gets tough. And you have to kind of step back and say, I need to take 10 minutes to just gather myself, get my thoughts right. And it's going to happen to you when you get to exam time. When you get to the evening start, you're going to have tons of stuff thrown on top of you. All these subjects, all these things you need to know. So, especially in that time, just be okay to take 10 minutes. And for me, that's training. When I'm training, I have no phone, I have nothing on me, I have music in my ears. That is my time on the day. No one can contact me, no one can quiz me, unless I'm talking to someone in the gym, but there is no business done at that time. It's just my time, that is my headspace. And especially, I used to love running as well because, you know, I didn't have my phone on me. It was just that hour of the day where I was completely free. There was nothing attached to me. I could just get my training thoughts, come home, feel much, much better after your exercise because you have these endorphins flowing and you can go right back into it again. But that is so important, and it's good to get into that habit now because in 15 years time, if you're all working in a busy, structured environment, I know plenty of people who don't do this and end up in the jacks crying during work because they just can't handle the stress. You know, you have to make time, you have to kind of put yourself first, because if you're not healthy, if you're not right, you can't expect anything else around your ecosystem to be. Be accountable and just toughen up. And I suppose I say this with a little air of caution because you are young, I don't mean this too much, so I have to say this to people who are older, just, you know, toughen up. I mean, like, some people say, oh, I'd love to do this, I'd love to get this done in the day. So I say, cool, by the time you get up, it goes probably 9 or 10. So I say, you have 3 hours in the morning time. If you get up at 6:30, 7 o'clock, you have 2 hours to do what you want. Now again, this isn't hugely applicable for you because, well, you're in TY, you have time. But if you're in 56 years, look, this won't be a thing. But at the end of the day, people make a lot of excuses. They always have an excuse. They always have a reason why they can't do something. So, you know, be accountable for your actions for yourself. No one's going to do it for you. If you want to do something with your life, you go and do it. You know, it's not going to be handed to you if you take the right actions and just toughen up. And you know, just if you want to do it, do it. No one's going to stop you. And enjoy the process, because this is a nice quote I found and I like it. Because happiness is found in the way, not at the end. And especially if you are kind of getting towards a goal, and especially if it's training or anything like that, or it's a triathlon, you'll realise that once it's over, once it's done, you know, the feeling you start off is still there. It's the process getting to that is the biggest thing. It's what you learn from the way, what skills, what disciplines, what people did you meet. So just, especially in school, it's quite applicable too, because I was so eager to get out of school, especially, I won't say especially this school, especially secondary school. All I want to do was, I want to get out, I want to get to college. And you get to college and you're left alone, and you're like, Jesus, that actually wasn't that bad. You know, I didn't have lectures howling at me, I kind of had my own schedule. And I didn't really take time to enjoy the process of this school. You're surrounded by friends every single day, people that you probably won't meet for a long time when you leave this place. So don't just take that for granted. Learn to enjoy the process, and you know, find what you love to do, find joy in it. And that is it. That is very, very simple. If you have any questions at all, please shout. And I hope I didn't bore you to death. Hope you actually took something away from it.